Alright, welcome everybody to this video we're doing. The best video you'll ever watch on the internet. Guaranteed, like 85% sure. Anyway, we're here today, gathered even, to discuss some of the most crucial, vital, and important members of the roster to Monster Hunter as well as its entire ecosystem. And joined with me today is Ari, here to discuss quite possibly the most important monsters to ever exist. Today, we're talking about count 'em, two monsters. The Popo and the Anteka. And we're going to be covering these two beauties in all their majesty. Because when we said every monster, we meant every monster. So, that being said, let's start with Popo. Quite honestly, S tier material if I do say so myself.
Oh, totally.
But in terms of like what the hell they're there for, it's they're training dummies basically. You know, your first mission is usually always, oh, go slap this fucking mammoth's ass with a sword. Carve its tongue out. Eat its liver, that kind of shit. Or well, no, the liver is the Anteka thing. Anyway, like the Popo.
Well, not just like Anteka.
Well, yeah, not just Anteka, but usually like white liver you get from them, or their antlers mostly. But we're here to talk about Popo right now. You see, Popo are herbivores in the classification. Herbivore. Mostly found in snowy areas. They're kind of like proto-mammoths. Little tiny guys. And, if I could clear my throat, that'd be great. I'm gonna mute my mic real quick so I can do that. Alright, you say things.
Things. Something. Popo are the most important creature because they're the first time we've gotten a drone out of a herbivore.
Do Bullfango count as herbivore?
Aren't boars omnivorous?
I want to say the last time I looked at a Bullfango classification, they counted as pelagos, which I think at that time was just the group for mammals in general, whereas a Popo was. Let me actually look it up right now.
They are fanged beasts, not
Are they?
omnivores.
Ah, okay. They're fanged beasts, so they're not herbivores. So bull drum don't count, but I don't know if Gammoth actually is the Popo drome.
It doesn't matter. Popodrome is as Popodrome does.
The Popo drome. Excellent. We've got to refer to it as that when we get to the Faded 4 video. But anyway, so yeah, the Popo are kind of there to be, your first this is the thing, Nowadays, there's like the training dummies. They're like, hey, go slap the training dummies. But back in then, it was like, hey, this is an innocent animal. Go fucking smack it with your giant steel slab. And every area has a large herbivore and a smaller herbivore, and it's usually only two. I don't know why. The rule of two. A master and apprentice, always two there are. So. In the snowy areas, that's just Popo. He's just there. He's the big old mammoth with the harem protagonist haircut. Goes over his eyes and whatnot. Because everybody knows if anybody's going to be pulling, it's going to be Popo.
Oh, clearly.
100%. Also, one thing to put Popo above the rest. In Gen 2, in the Poke farm, there is a Popo on that farm. You know what it does on that farm? Fucking shits.
Yep. Easy source of dung.
Get that free dung, fertilize your crops. Easy squeezy, living greasy. Fresh shit on the daily. So, Popo, honestly, higher ranking than most herbivores. That's just what I think. Now, how easy they are to take down is another question. They are truly a force to be reckoned with, especially if you happen to attack one. because these things fight back. They're docile, they're harmless, not harmless, they're peaceful. There's a difference between harmless and peaceful. They're peaceful. They will not attack unless, you know, you either attack. Sometimes they don't even attack back. Sometimes they'll run away. But they will fight back if you fuck with them enough. So, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, Popo are very, very powerful creatures. They will, like, do a whole 5 damage maybe at most. So, you know, that's a lot more than most herbivores can be granted. You know, maybe only ever maybe sided with like an Aptinus, perhaps. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm trying to think, because there's usually 2 herbivores in area. I can only think of Apsaros for the desert. I can't think of another herbivore. Kelby don't live in the desert.
The annoying, the rock-headed bullfango, whatever they're called.
Yeah, the Renopus, yeah, but that's not. I'm thinking all the way back to Gen 2. Renopus was introduced in 3.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Kestodons weren't till World. I don't think. I think Kestodon's a World. I don't think they were in 4th Gen. So I can't think. I think the desert and the volcano, by extension, in Gen 2, the volcano and the desert only had Apsaros. Anyway, cover them on their own video. Can't wait. Anyway, so that brings us to, all in all, Popo, out of the herbivores at least, I think ranks at the top when it comes to an herbivore list. But
Shit, I see.
That's just me. That's what I think. What do you think?
Honestly, given the fact that you never look at them outside of like the first couple missions, you know, when you might still need points or zenny from turning in tongues, or the quest tells you to get tongues, or who knows, maybe you need a couple more warm pelts. You know, they're good for that. But other than that, they've got effectively no use other than being an early warning for a large monster entering the area.
They're also a grand source of raw meat. Which,
Yeah,
you know, granted,
but-
nowadays that's not as big of a deal, but
Exactly.
back in the day, that was a huge deal.
No, of course.
Huge
But
deal.
we're talking through the context of generally the modern game, or when you can most recently encounter them, no?
Yeah. I as a whole, but mostly the newer stuff, yeah. So, we do want to incorporate everything that they were. We also want to incorporate everything that they are. And what they could be. Speaking of what they could be, would you think Popo are coming back to Wild?
Probably. But
We-
they're always back whenever it's a fucking cold area.
Were they in
Except
third?
they were in... Yep, they were in 3.
That's the other thing. They've been in every generation.
Popo?
Well, yeah.
They are a Gen 2 monster.
They haven't been in the first gen? Shit. Ah.
Yeah. Monster Hunter 2 is when they were introduced. Then they were in 3, 4 generations, World, specifically Iceborne, but they were still in World, and Rise.
Yep.
So
So
that is every other mainline game.
2 through 5. Let's go for 6. I'm pretty sure. I know Aptinus has been in every generation. They were the first you ever
Yeah.
see. Well, we'll get to them in their own video. Anyway. So, is at this point that we're going to move on to our second topic today, the chilly neighbor of our friend the Popo, the Anteka, of which it's a very big shame there's no... You know, I just realized something.
What's up?
There is an Antekadrome if you think about it.
We might be too sober to catch what you're referencing.
It's Bamborough.
You know, fair enough. Also, that was some good timing from that one there.
It's just it's Bamborough. He's the Anteka drone. There you go.
Fair.
But yeah, we're gonna talk about Anteka. So Anteka are your smaller herbivores. Most of the time, small herbivores are kind of dicks.
They tend to be, yeah.
But Anteka is at the top of that list because they're like inherently they're not inherently aggressive, but they will still just randomly slap you, not in an intentional like hurting way. They'll just doop doop doop, shot, and then they'll just punch you in the dick and then turn around, hop 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 hop, punch the air, turn around, hop hop hop, punch you in the dick, turn around, hop hop. Like they don't care. They'll just do it. That's just what they do. And then if you attack one, then they'll start charging you, and it's like, oh, you ass. But they are good for a few things. Warm pelt, you bet, and antlers, forget about it. There's no better source. White livers, the only. I'm pretty sure for all these things, it's the only source. Well, not warm pelt. Warm pelt you can get from other sources, but white. I think Kelby also have white liver. The antlers, you get Anteka antlers, and they're beautiful. They're the only thing that drop them because this is specifically for them. So, there's really not a point to hunting these things. They're kind of just there for show. They're like the representation for like caribou and crap like that.
There's a couple of the armor pieces.
Yeah.
They're used for like some support stuff, so you at least go out of your way to get the antlers or the pelts. But very, very rarely do you ever go out of your way for like any other reason.
It's usually, yeah, it's either for an early armor or a weapon upgrade. But that's the thing, though. What other herbivore do you have to go after to get something like that? It's usually Anteka. Kelby, you don't really do. Kelby, you go after for like old school
The
potions.
horns.
Yeah, like the
Yeah,
old
to
school
get your
potions.
ancient potions.
But we don't need that anymore. And there's not really any other herbivores, I mean, other than Rhinopolis now and Castodon. But like, it used to just be Anteka. That was what you went over for upgrades to, you know, your weapons and armor shit. But Anteka are also just really cool looking. Like, I like the concept of there being deer. There are deer in this world, which is interesting. Like, I don't know if they're full on a deer, but but like the mighty moose, they will absolutely kill you if they want to. They do a whopping possible 3 damage. Much better than any small herbivore can muster, except for maybe like those rare Kelby that are like the size of you for some reason. I refer to them as the Kelbydrome, but you know. I think on a list of herbivores, got Popo at the top most likely. That's just me. Anteka, I think, would be just over the fence that sits in mid. Like, you get your middle fence separating all the good and all the downhill bads. He's just on the good side of the fence. So maybe like a 3.5. Or 3.5 out of 5, if you will. Anteka. That's where that's at, I would think. That's what I think. I don't know. What do you think about the Anteka, the mighty deer moose thing?
When we were younger, there is a lot of frustration pent up from being too young and stupid to properly understand their diagonal hopping.
Yeah.
So, from 20 years ago, we hate them.
That's fair. That is very, very, very fair. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would ask you to stand in a moment of silence as we welcome the arrival of the board. Because it's time to place these 2 very beautiful and unique individuals in their proper places on the board of monsters. So, in terms of the, I've been saying since the beginning of this project, we're going to be doing all of them. And so far, this is the first one we've actually done that's of a small monster, like not the large monsters. I know Popo is big, and I don't think he counts as a small. He counts as a small monster. You know, he's one of the little, you know, the ones you don't go after on like a hunt. You know, a slaying quest, for instance. These are like your grocery shopping monsters, but we're finally going over some small monsters. So the first up on our docket was Popo. So it's kind of weird trying to compare these small monsters to the big monsters, because the big monsters have a purpose, but that's not to say the small ones don't either. Given what they are and what they were supposed to be, what they're supposed to represent, most of the time nowadays Popo are just there for, you know, art pieces. They're there to really tie in the world being alive, to tie in the world being, oh, you know what I just thought about, Ari? About Aptoneth. They aren't in Rise, but they are in World. So they are in every gen. Ha-cha-cha. We did it. We found a monster in every generation, and I like that's a big deal. Rathless has been in every fucking game too. Anyway, it's kind of hard to put a small monster with the likes of elders and wyverns and everything. What do you mean, here you go? I didn't ask you a question, Alexa. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, so I swear to God, this thing is trying to uprise. It's trying to like take over the world, because it just has a mind of its own sometimes. But the Popo, I mean, we obviously with small monsters, we're not going anywhere above C tier. So, what are your thoughts on the Popo, Ari?
Yay, early game point source with Popo tons. So C or D, they're fluff. That's literally all they are, is just fluff. So somewhere for C, high D.
Okay. I'm willing to put a Popo in C tier. I'm willing to do that. So in C tier, we've got Damio, Hermitor, Gravios, Odogaron, Kazu, Tobigarachi, and Magnamalo. Those are our C tier combatants.
Better than Magnamalo, but that's about it.
Better than Magnamalo. I 100% agree with you. Fuck Magnamalo. Oh my God. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we've made history. You've seen it here first, folks. I dropped the Magnamalo. Fucking damn it. Hold on, I actually already distracted the crowd. I have to find the Magnamalo.
Beautiful. Words? Things? Filler?
Yes.
Fluff?
You're doing great. Say more.
Dead air is bad for ratings, so, A Macarena? We're running out of ideas here.
You're doing great. Say more. I'm trying to find it. I don't know where the fuck it went. I don't. It just fucking vanished into the wind.
Good job.
I didn't mean to do it. It's almost, you know, this is actually a pretty good representation of Magnamalo.
Where did it go? Nobody cares.
Nobody knows. They can't find him. He just dropped off the face of the fucking earth. Dude, this is actually kind of bothering me now. Where could it have possibly gone? I may have to print off another Magnamalo.
Beautiful.
I didn't mean to, damn it. I'm trying to find it. It's not working though. Yo, like this is actually fucking crazy. I don't understand where the hell it could have gone. Like, it just straight up turned into dust in the wind. And like, not to like, you know, hate too much on Magnamalo, but that is a very, very accurate, you know, depiction of the actual monster. Okay, I may actually have to just reprint Magnamalo and just put him on the board. Cause
Good job.
he's fucking gone. I don't know where he went. I'm looking everywhere. He's just gone. Okay, fuck it.
Clearly not everywhere because you're not looking wherever it is.
Ari. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm turning on the printer. I'm having to make a new Magnamalo. Oh no, hold on. Let me reopen my thing. I'm having to do a lot of Control Z's because I did a lot of editing to this document where I keep all the monsters. There we go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You saying so judgmentally, like.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do anything wrong.
God. Yeah, no idea.
Listen. It's fine. It's fine. We've got a new.
Fine?
It's good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Ari, I just need some. I need support right now. I'm in a very crucial and emotional state.
No support for you.
Damn it. And after all we've been through. Alright, hold on. Almost got him. Ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for this technical difficulty, but I, however, don't apologize for dropping this shit stain of a monster. So, Magnamalo has, as I was saying, we're making history here, folks. You've seen it here first. A small monster has overtaken not only Magnamalo, who is now technically our last place contender for D tier, but it's also the Popo has also ranked higher than the likes of Tetsukabra, Puke, Dodagama, Bambaro, Kongalala, and to no one's surprise, Plesioth. So, there you go, guys. C tier monster, Popo. Now, we get to move on to the real nitty-gritty meat and potatoes of the situation here. The Anteka. I would personally believe no higher than a D tier rating for this one.
Yeah. That's fair. No notes.
So, I think it's fitting to put him next to the Anteka Drome, the Bambaro. And because I hate that Seth's not here. We had technical schedule conflicts because my dumbass decided it was a good idea to forget to actually schedule things. But in honor of Seth and to keep her here in our hearts and in our minds, to really keep the spirit of this series, I think out of respect for Seth and out of remembrance for the things that she would have wanted, we have to put Anteka above Kongalala.
Sorry, completely lost what you said. The interest in these two monsters is so far gone, we cannot force ourselves to pay attention. Apologies.
Look, I'm trying to. Okay, look, Seth's not here.
Look, we're trying to.
Since Seth's not here, we're gonna, out of respect and out of remembrance for Seth, while she's not in this episode, I'm gonna keep her in my heart and the spirit of the series, and we're gonna make absolutely 100% sure that Anteka goes above Kongalala.
Yeah, fair.
It's what Seth would have wanted.
Oh, 100%.
I'm gonna actually have to message her after we do this and just be like, don't worry, I made sure that piece of shit monkey stayed in his fucking place, where he belongs, in the trash. So, Anteka, right behind the Anteka Drome, aka the Bambaro. So, leaving Kongalala and Plesioth in the last two places on our list, and thus concluding another beautiful week of ranking every monster in Monster Hunter. We didn't discuss this when we should have, but Anteka, yay or nay on Wild, do you think? I think if there's a snow region, yes.
Yeah, if Popo are there and Anteka are going to be there.
Alright, well, everybody, you know what's great. Ari, you said it couldn't be done. You said there's no way, but we did. We've got 25 minutes of this.
25 minutes of complete and utter emptiness. Congratulations.
We're gonna top the charts of YouTube.
Oh, yes, clearly.
Hey, look, alright, look, you got the easy part done with me. You know, at least you don't have to sit there and stare at a bunch of herds of fucking herbivores for 25 minutes like I do. And this is the part
Honestly,
where you say...
you could probably take a single screenshot and nobody would notice.
just a still image and just pretend that they're just grazing.
Just do one of those shitty little, like, PNG animations where it's just bouncing across.
Just do it like a DVD. Like the DVD logo.
DVD logo.
I'm so tempted to try and do that. I don't know how to do that, but I want to now. Just... Oh my god. Anyway. Thanks everybody for watching whatever waste of your fucking time this was. Go check out the Patreon, the Twitter, the rest of this series, which at this moment I think we have like 21 views on the Magnamalo video. Not the most we've ever had, but it's certainly not the least. So that's good at least. You know, it's kind of a quarter of the way. So yeah, go check out the other stuff. Go check out the rest of the shit on the channel. Go check out Ari's stuff. It's really peak. Go check, you know, I promise the rest of the series isn't like this. It's actually interesting. But yeah, so, Ari, any closing words?
Popo almost gets points for being a fun introduction to T-Grix. Otherwise, nothing else worth saying.
Goodbye, everybody. Say goodbye, Ari. Please.
Goodbye.
Bye.
May you never see another herbivore in your Monster Hunter games.
Oh, but we will. Bye, everybody. Yay,
Bye-bye.
we did it.